Because if a man finds it easy to take pleasure from a woman that he is not serving to complete her make, then that man is a cheater.
All right.
And the Quran says, woe to the cheaters.
That's right. All right.
Who when they take in full. But when they give less than what is required. Somebody has interfered with the natural way that God wanted us to relate to each other. He never made us to be enemies. Women enemy of man, man enemy of woman. But there is a natural enemy. Now, let's tie this up. Every creature that God created, the first thing that must happen is it must free itself or be freed from the womb that bore it to pursue its course in life. So there is no life without freedom. Freedom is the essence of life itself. Because the creature that is freed from the womb now has a chance to justify its existence by being what God created it to be. Then that creature that justifies its existence is equal. Though it be a bird, though it be a flea, though it be a fly, though it be a butterfly, though it be a lion or a tiger, it's equal to the sun. Go ahead. That gives life to all. Yes, sir. Because the sun is doing what God created it to do. And the bee and the ant is doing what God created it to do. But somebody came among us.
That's right.
There's a new world opening up called the New World, the Western world. White folk came out of Europe after being confined there for nearly 1,000 years. And they discovered, but people were already here. So they not only discovered land, they discovered people who were the natural owners of the land. In order for them to be on this land, they had to get rid of the natural owner of the land.
Right.
It's my native family. So there's always been a conspiracy against the original people of anywhere in the earth where they went. Because they were not natural in any part of our planet.
That's right.
So in order to gain access to that land, they had to supplant the natural owner, the natural ruler, the natural people of their natural habitat. And replace them with themselves.
Yes, sir.
Is that a friend?
No, sir.
It's a natural enemy. Only an enemy of God would deprive another human being of what God intended for that human being to have. Now, we are above the beasts of the field. We are human beings. So as a human, you have a right to knowledge, because it is only the possessing of knowledge that separates man from beast. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
So human rights demands that every human have access to knowledge. Okay, what was our condition? Did we have access to knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Did they deny us the human right to know?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
How long have we labored in slavery, not learning how to read or to write? Over 300 years.
That's right.
That's right.
Would a friend do that to us? You know, when I went to my great-grandson's graduation, it was a black graduation. I had never heard of such. I said, whoa, what is this? No white folks. It was separate. The big graduation was the next day, but the blacks had their graduation the night before.
Wow. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I have a son in Phoenix. I went to his graduation from the University, Arizona State, and he had a black graduation. I said, what is this? And the big graduation was the next day, where the whites, the blacks, the Asians. Oh. I said, why is that? They never are able to shut us up. When it come graduation time,
Right.
and you got a baby that's graduating,
Yes, sir. Show it up.
and they tell you, hold your applause until everybody is finished, what do you say? You may be listening to white folks telling you that, but when that baby of yours walk across that stage, we start hollering. The child go to acting up. And I asked myself, why is that? I said, white people can be so nonchalant about it. Oh, there's my Johnny. Not us. Why is that? When I was living in Boston, I went in the 7th grade to Boston Public Latin School.
Yeah.
And when we opened the book on Boston Public Latin, it's the oldest school in America. In 1635, Harvard was the next year, 1636. What were you doing in 1635? We were chopping cotton, baby.
That's right.
We were picking tobacco.
That's right.
We was on a plantation getting whooped for not producing enough cotton while white folk were graduating. Did you hear me? So they've been graduating for hundreds of years, and now at last we got a chance to walk across a stage with a BS degree. Oh, we gonna raise hell this day. We're happy because somebody in our family finally made it across the stage. They don't understand that. Two different people. Any of you in the music business? Those of you in the music business, you can write a song and you can be an artist, but somebody else controls the distribution of your product.
Go ahead.
You don't own the radio station, so you got to either pay some money to your own brother who is a DJ to play your song. There's no more record companies, not record companies, but record stores. Very few.
Right.
And when I was in the music business, I had song that was on the Calypso hit parade, but it was the man that signed me to the label that determined what kind of royalties I got. I didn't see his books. That was not my business. Nigga sing. Nigga dance. And I'll tell you what you made. How are we to survive in a world where a natural enemy is the doorway to any progress that we make? We have to move him.
That's right.
Did you want to vote? Did you deserve the right to vote? Yes, you did. If you're called a citizen. Now, they didn't ask us whether we wanted to be. Some of us might have had a different opinion. But we were made citizens. And the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments of the Constitution guaranteed us citizenship and protection and all of that. And that was a trick. Would a friend trick you like that?
No, sir.
Is an enemy who makes you think you have something of value and you find out it's worthless? How did the enemy get Manhattan? We were fascinated with trinkets. He knew better. He wasn't going to give a fair bargain, but if you like the trinket, I'll give you a lot of that. Just sign this over. Well, they were going to take it anyway. That's a friend? No. Do you have a hunger and a thirst to know God?
Yes, sir.
A hunger and a thirst for someone to treat you right?
Yes, sir.
So the master was a Christian, while Kunta Kinte, he was a Muslim.
Right, right.
I went to the village of Jufre,
Yes, sir.
where my brother who wrote Roots, Alex Haley, his ancestors were from. He interviewed Brother Malcolm. He interviewed Elijah Muhammad. And they told him that your original fathers were Muslims. He wrote it down. But when I became the minister, after Malcolm left the nation in New York, Alex Haley wrote me. And he said, Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad, and Malcolm X were right, because I researched my ancestry, and my original ancestors were Muslims. So in the new rendition of Roots, I don't know whether you saw it. Did any of you see the new rendition?
Yes, sir.
It starts off, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Right.
God is great. To show you the Muslim way of praying. You may not have recognized it, but they put the truth in it this time. And the reason he took such a beating was because the white man had authority in his own mind to name us. Because you have the right to name what you own.
Go ahead.
He said, my name is Kunta Kinte. Lash him. Like Ali when he was whooping
Yes, sir.
those that refused to call him by his Muslim name. He said, what's my name? And he whoop him some. And after he whoop him some, he asked him again, what's my name? And if they didn't say it, he whoop him some more. Well, that's exactly what the white folk did to Kunta Kinte. We were beaten to accept their name of us. Toby don't equal Kunta Kinte. Toby. Now look at the names that you wear. Now wait a minute, Farrakhan, you're getting kind of personal.
Bring it home.
I'm not trying to be upsetting, but the white man treats you like this, treats us like this, because he sees us as his property. What name did you go in? Whenever you signed your name to any document, you didn't sign your name because you don't know it. You signed the name of the last slave master of your ancestor, Mr. Wilson, Mr. Jones, Miss Johnson, Miss Brown, Miss White, Miss Culpeper, Miss Whitaker. Oh, yes. Those are not your names. You don't have names that don't have meaning. African people have names that have meaning. And the best names of all are the 99 attributes of God himself. So when Ali accepted the name from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad Ali, that's what launched him throughout the world.
Right.
Because the most popular name in the world among people of color is Muhammad. But of course, in the Western world, it's John. So Johnny, Sally, those are not your names. That's why you say, I like that Malcolm. Malcolm who? Yes. Oh, Who named him X? Elijah Muhammad. His name was Malcolm Little. Little wasn't his name. That was the name of the last slave master that owned his great-grandfather, Little. Don't you think if we're free, shouldn't we be free enough to take a name that connects us to God or to our own African people?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember the comedy, the sitcom, Different Strokes?
Yes, sir.
Who was the two brothers that were stars in that? There you go. Now, I met Todd as a grown man in the home of Jim Brown, the great football player out in California. And Todd told me, listen to the words, that he was going to change his name while he was on that show. He was going to take an African name. He was visited, he said, by the FBI. Wait, did you hear me? I'm going to say it again. He was visited by the FBI, who told him if he did that, the type of punishment would come to him. Because if Todd used his fame to show you the road to freedom starts with your right to name yourself. The road to freedom. When Africa started getting her independence, she wasn't Rhodesia no more. She took a name that was an African name that they had before the white man came.
Go ahead.
Is this the action of a friend? A friendly government? That's your enemy. How many of us have somebody in our family that are presently incarcerated? May I see your hands, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Now, in the 13th Amendment, you're a citizen. As long as you don't commit a crime, because if you commit a crime that's a felony, they have the right to put you back in slavery again. Go read the 13th Amendment for yourself. Now, how many of our young people that are in prison went there for the sale or possession of a small amount of drugs? Many? Most? All right. So if they search you and you have a blunt, I guess that's what they call it today. I've been out of the business for a long time. And this reefer, which I used to buy in Boston for 50 cents. Now, you know that's a long time ago when you can buy a joint for 50 cents. Now, all you had to do is have that in your pocket. And sometimes they'll put it in there. And we go to prison. And what do you do in prison? You work for Motorola. You work for Fortune 500 companies for next to nothing. When you finish doing your time and come out, do you think you can go to Motorola and get a job paying the legitimate wages? No, they got yours for free. So the whole objective is to turn you back there again. how much recidivism goes on. So again, our people in prison are slaves. And they justify it by falsely accusing us of a crime. Would a friend do that?
No, sir.
Would a friend conspire, as in Ferguson, Missouri, to stop people in their cars, charge them with something light that they're not guilty of, extract fines from them, put them in jail, and the fines support city government? That's not just going on in Ferguson. That's Boston. That's New York. That's Hartford, Connecticut, Springfield, Massachusetts, Worcester, Massachusetts, Providence, Rhode Island. You are the victim in every society. You have a natural, open enemy. Now, Farrakhan, see, that's kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm in love. And I got a beautiful white girl. And she really loves me. She treats me so good. I needed a loan. And she had the money and she freely gave it to me. And now I'm in business. She's my partner. Is that my real friend? Could be. But Samson fell in love with Delilah. And Delilah became powerful because she found the secret of his strength. The white woman could be your friend. I'm not saying she is or isn't. But when you don't have the knowledge of yourself and you don't have the knowledge of them, you don't have a proper yardstick to measure a friend or an enemy, because you have chosen your enemies as your friends. I'm not on the fast of Ramadan in the sense of not drinking water because of my physical condition.
Yes, sir.
And my mouth is a little dry, and I would like to take a sip of water, but I will not do it in the presence of those who are fasting unless I get your permission. Thank you. Now, brothers and sisters, I want to close this lecture. You are doing things that the enemy has made fair seeming. Your nature teaches you right from wrong. It is not right that we should condone what God condemns.
That's right.
So if God hates what the Sodomites were practicing and they were destroyed because of it, how could I, as a preacher, following Joe Biden and Obama, put my blessing on something that God has not blessed, then evil has been made fair seeming to me. I do not think anybody has the right to kill people who are homosexual or lesbian or transgender. They have chosen a path. They say they're born that way. My teacher taught me. He said, leave them alone. Allah has something for them. Now you might think that may be death. Not necessarily so. They are victims of scientific management of their sexuality without their even knowing it. Have you seen these ads on TV? Be careful. One of the side effects of this drug, talking to men, you may develop breasts. One of the side effects of this drug is it gives you suicidal thoughts. So you don't know whether to keep with your disease or take what they're giving you as a cure. All of it is chemistry. And the enemy is a master scientist of chemistry. So you're looking at how you eat. You don't know what's in your food. They're so creative in the process of death that you are eating foods from seeds that cannot reproduce. And you wonder why your sperm count is going down. You wonder why, as a young person, you have an erectile dysfunction. But here's a chemical. Take this Cialis, and of course, if it lasts longer than 4 hours, check. Because you're a 5-minute man, so if you know, learning should be fun. Preaching is a joy to me, transferring knowledge. And if I use something in a comical kind of way, it's not that it's funny,